It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I want to thank each one of our listeners today, as I am very grateful for each one of you. And I am just overly excited today. I am having a returning diva, Sandra Mendelson, whom is going to be a monthly guest on Robust Lifestyle Show. I am just overly excited. And today, her topic is going to be growing older, growing wiser, a new way of seeing and being. Oh, man, this is going to be great. Sandra, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am, I guess as of a decade ago, the universe stepped in and put me on a new career path. And so I am a channel of animal consciousness and an animal communicator. And the topic that we bring today is not from me. These are the views of the animal kingdom to help us humans revisit how we view ourselves, how we spend our time, what we focus our attention on, how we can find deeper meaning and greater understanding in our lives, and how we can rekindle our flame and slow our aging, as well as maximize our health. In short, I was working on a horse a decade ago and heard this voice boom in my head, "This hay is crap." And after thinking that I was making up all the messages I got from other horses in the barn, it took me a full 3 years to realize I wasn't making proof. So I would hear things from horses that nobody knew, and the horses would give me the answers on how to fix their, physical problems, for example. So, we humans are really skeptical, and skepticism is self-protective and healthy to a point. After a while, with enough proof, you just have to go, okay, I get it, or at least I'm trying to get it. So today is the animal kingdom takes the stage to correct our upside down view of aging and growing older.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That just sounds all so interesting, and deeper meaning, and to bring attention and to maximize our health. And those are all just such beautiful points. I am so excited to hear how the animals have relayed to you on the growing older and growing wiser. So what animal are you going to reference to start with, Sandra, and what they are telling us about this?
Well, the first one that came through was the last one I expected, and it was an alligator. So the alligator's all about stop the rushing and enjoy being. Here's what he said. You wouldn't think I'd have a contribution to make here, but indeed I do. When you are in your latter years, like the second half of your life, flip the proportion. Spend less time slogging through mud, including emotional mud, and more time basking in the glow of isness. I've heard this term many times from the animals. Yes, he continued, all animals know what that is, and you should too. If you have spent 40 to 50 years striving, now is the time to allow yourself to just be. Nature intended for it to be this way. Catch yourselves when you are driving too fast, giving in to the habit of rushing. Do you see me do that? Heck no, unless there's a tasty dinner morsel waiting for me. I waddle with a purpose. Take some notes and try it too. I mean, it's so easy because we're so addicted to doing that it's easy to rush because we're, in fact, I even just heard Lee Harris, who's a really wonderful intuitive, and he's talking about the forecast for the next 6 months. And what's going to come up for a lot of us is all of a sudden we're going to realize we are resistant to being so busy. It's just and it's happening to me. It just feels wrong, and your body just wants to stop and do nothing, or, bask, or reflect, or just integrate all the information and all the constant changes that are being thrown at us. So, maybe stick them in the back of your head that if you suddenly find yourself resistant to being so busy, you're on purpose, man. you're really on time. So, I've got so many more. The next one came from, I think I have them alphabetically. Come to think of it, I do. From an antelope. View your circumstances without judgment. And this is what the antelope said. We understand that in our current form, we are learning many lessons. Antelopes, in particular, are learning flexibility, consistent cooperation, non-identification with space, time, or place, and the diminishment of ego. They are real pack animals. You humans would benefit from looking at your circumstances without emotion or judgment in order to observe and understand what your greatest lessons are. It will explain a lot for every one of you. And, we get so emotionally attached to whatever's going on. It takes a lot of work, meditation, whatever, to just pull back and say, okay, everything happens, as we know, for me. So what lessons am I learning from these circumstances that have arranged themselves for me? It isn't, we are not victims. I'm going to pop over the next one and come back to it. That's a chimpanzee who sounds very much like humans. The next one comes from, believe it or not, a cobra. Speak your truth. So here's what I got. Aging, you say? If you have learned anything, it is to speak your own truth. Hiding behind veils for approval or to hide shame colors the decades of your youth. Now taste the freedom of your own authenticity. Lay bare your face, your vulnerability, your needs. Yes, you all have needs, so stop the pretense that you've moved beyond them or let them go. Own them. Own all of your multicolored self. And I think that's kind of a big relief to say, oh my goodness, stop this. I'm not needy. I don't need anything, because that's actually a trauma response. I can do it all myself. Yeah, it's just, the reptiles really are here to teach us objectivity and non-attachment. So to them, a need is just, it's a need. There's no emotion that goes with it, And the next one is from a crow. Keep your focus on learning and enjoying. Our timeline is shorter than yours, so we have much to learn very quickly. It all happens faster, and we need to pay attention to our lessons. This is true for most of the animal kingdom. Each day marks a new milestone in our awareness. For humans, we can only say that you would grow faster and experience much more happiness if you focused on learning and enjoyment. The worry, regret, fear, resentment, and worse steal the gold from your pot. Even if you could fly, you would clip your own wings, as holding grudges and self-punishment are quicksand. So remember, learn, enjoy. Learn, enjoy. Forgive yourselves and others. Soar, baby. That's what your latter years are for.
Oh, they're all so beautiful. Oh, my goodness.
There's so many, and they're all so, they're all little pieces of the same puzzle. The next one comes from a deer, and this, I think, is a big one for us. See yourself as graceful, not brittle. Delicacy is considered a problem by too many young people. We are gentle, graceful, keenly sensitive, and observant throughout our lives. These assets are enhanced with age, yet humans perceive them as detrimental. Do not see these qualities as creators of brittleness within you. Take more care to move through space with ease and understanding, elegance and grace. Lightness and fluidity are qualities you possess. See them in a positive way, and they will be so. develop a new relationship with space and quiet. It takes some practice for you. You will allow much more beauty into your lives this way, especially if you see yourselves as part of it.
Oh, that is just beautiful. I love that. Is so gorgeous.
I think it's so critical because all we do is look at, oh, this is harder and this feels stiff and this is achy, instead of I am elegant and fluid and I move, think of like an empress. You're not going to rush. Yeah. Think of yourself as gliding. Again, these things, take, and that's why I put them in this upcoming book, because you can't just hear them once. You have to go back and absorb it over and over, because it's a totally new way for us of looking at ourselves and experiencing our moment by moment.
Exactly.
So
I'm hearing that just beautiful. Oh, beautiful. And I'm also hearing a lot of these saying, take the time. We are all, humans are so busy, we think we don't have time to stop and enjoy anything. And in a lot of these, I'm hearing it just said in different ways, but take some time and enjoy the moment around you. I know that is something my horses tell me all the time, enjoy the moment. And that's kind of what I'm hearing here. I love it.
So horses are just breathtaking teachers, and I do think this is really challenging. That's why, and you nailed it. The words are different with each animal channeling, but the underlying message is, and again, they are not pummeled with information the way we are. They don't have bills and insurance and all of these tangible things to take care of, and all of this information to manage and make sense of, and all the spam calls and and all of your computer and your phone that break down. I mean, there's so many things that pull us off. You can, at the end of the day, you could be so busy solving a problem that you go, what did I set out to do today? Because some problem sucked you down the rabbit hole. So, and the animals know this. They have not given up on us. They will not give up on us, because they see how very complex human life is. So they keep urging us, what can you push off till tomorrow? What can you delegate to someone else? How can you lighten your load of the non-essential? I now have two from an elephant that I love. Elephants really focuses on wisdom. Wisdom is not conferred lightly. It is the goal of a life well lived, and it deserves more respect than the, quote, developed part of human society. Throughout your life stages, there are many tasks to complete that are stepping stones to wisdom. Physical challenges, emotional trials, mental tribulations. You are assigned those you can handle when you are capable of doing so, even if it seems otherwise. You have been climbing ever higher, though, but moving in the opposite direction. Your perspective is what needs to change. Instead of aging, seek accomplishment or advancement. And what goes along with that one is just huge, and every single woman probably needs to play this one back every single time she looks in the mirror. Physical form is irrelevant to the growth of your soul. Hold on to this concept. Declare it to yourself as a fundamental truth every day. You are missing the radiance within you that we see ever growing, which explains only through time. Your job is to treasure it. Walk with your head held high in this knowing, as we do. So elephants told me, that they do all of this incredible energy work, and so they have these dense bodies so that nobody knows what they're really doing. So, and remember, animals never look in a mirror, so it's and they don't have magazines and TV shows showing us what we should look like, and we look in the mirror and we don't see that. So physical form is really, it is irrelevant to what we're here for. Our bodies, as they say, are just a shell, a suit. So,
How true. Oh, wow. Just incredible. You were, during what you were saying there, you were kind of fading in and out just a little bit. So I just wanted to let you know that if something with the sound just was kind of fading just a little bit there. Now you're clear, real clear. Just wanted to bring that to your attention.
This is another thing about the phones that animals don't have to deal with.
Exactly.
They don't have to deal with the frustrations of technology and communication through the forms we use. So,
right.
Yeah. So here is one from a giraffe, also really good about the physical thing. Your self-concept determines how you age. For us, what you call growing older is just growing. You think because your skin wrinkles and grows spots that you have lost beauty, but you are looking at yourselves through a warped lens. Remember the eyes and see how they change with time. The softness and understanding that grow in them are what you should strive for, because these are eternal gifts. Beauty is created from within. Those who see themselves with compassion and appreciation glow from the inside. Those of you who rest in negativity and lack self-love and self-appreciation wither. You are all roses. Your blooming and beauty are self-determined.
Oh, wow.
Stay away from the mirror.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful, because I love from beauty comes within, and how true that is. We, as humans, are also worried about, like you said, what we look like from the outside, but the beauty is really on the inside from our heart is where we give it. That was beautiful. The draft was, I love that one. I love them all, but that one was really special.
I know. I got one coming up soon from a gorilla that I also love, from a goat. Reinforce your own light through connection with others. When you value what you have developed within, the rest of the world will see it too. Never see yourself as no longer useful. Never isolate, as isolation hastens an early death. Reinforce the power of your own light by extending yourself to others. Create community as it once was. Show the young ones how it's done. Growing older doesn't kill your spirit. Your spirit simply grows bigger and takes up more space in your shell.
Oh, that was beautiful too.
Right? I mean, they're so wise. I mean, I personally need to read them over and over, because, I mean, if you think about when you feel the most wonderful and the most beautiful, when you're forgetting yourself, meaning things are flowing through you, whether it's wisdom, love, which you are not looking in the mirror. You are not picking out something to wear or wondering if you wore that outfit or if it still fits well, or any of the other things that cause us to pick at ourselves relentlessly. We feel the most beautiful when we are doing exactly what the animals say. So maybe this should be called a beauty show. Beauty from the inside out, according to the animal kingdom. Here's one of my all-time. I got some gorilla stuff, because I have to tell you, when the gorilla came through on two topics, one was love and the other one was on aging, I was so blown away. So I chopped this one into 3 pieces for the new book, because too much information on the page can't be absorbed. But let's go. Here's the gorilla. Choose your beliefs and your body will follow. The illnesses that you associate with aging are illnesses of the mind. We cannot impress this upon you enough. Thoughts of self-limitation and being too old are toxic and crippling. We never think this way. You have the power to change the reality of your body, but pills, supplements, and fancy programs will not do this for you. Instead, flip your perspective and do it every day. Those who are vital, clear of mind, and flexible of body have chosen their beliefs, and then the brain and body follow suit. So you say, okay, well, how do you flip your perspective? What do you focus on? The gorilla continued, go back to focusing on what you can bring to the world and what beauty you can see within yourselves and others. By reorienting yourself to the sweet magic of what really matters in life, your inner flame will be forever rekindled. Remember, laziness and repetition will age you. Remember that when you choose the activities that fill your time, are they feeding your soul? Because the more you give your soul the fuel to direct your life, the more you will be renewed. In fact, someone once said to me, every time you do something for another person, do something for yourself. It's funny that I forgot that until right now.
Uh-huh.
But it's probably good advice, right? Because your soul
Yes.
is like screaming at you, whether it's dance, whatever just makes you lose track of time, you're not aging when that's happening.
Right,
you know?
right. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Wow, how wise a gorilla is. That is, those are incredible. That is and how true it is, feeding your soul and just making yourself feel better while you're helping others too, to go along this life's journey and what it will do for your soul to do it too. Oh, wow.
Well, that's why my next character, the hippo, always says that even in your efforts to do good in the world and make the world a better place, if you are not laughing and if you're not having fun, then switch to something else. Otherwise, you're lowering the vibration of everything around you and you're stressing your health. And I think that people that do volunteer work or that are constantly in service to others have to, let's face it, some things we have to do. We know that, especially if we're taking care of a loved one. But there are many things that we choose that may not be the healthiest choices, and we can still give, but in another way that is enjoyable. Yes. So the hippo also is really good at another thing that we can focus on. And it is take your lessons from children. And so here's two things from a hippo. There is indeed a secret to shining through your latter years. It's all about the vibes, and I know more of you are catching my drift. Success means being young in attitude and reclaiming what you knew as children. Leave the strive and drive behind and return to the sweetness of giving and receiving. The grandmas and grandpas who are the most fun have slowed down their aging. Start dancing even if you never have, even if you think you have 2 less feet, and even if you're alone in your house. Be the moth and gravitate to little ones and non-human folks. They have very strong light within them that can brighten your whole being. Lighten up and your soul will be glad. So I was at a family gathering. I hadn't seen these people in a long time until last Monday. And there were so many topics that drag you down or cause division or friction or tension. And without even knowing it, I just kept bringing up all the happy topics. Animals, children, getting my cousin to talk about volunteer work that she's really passionate about. I just got her into it. I literally, as soon as there was a pause, I brought up something else. And you know what? Everybody was laughing by the end of the night. We got into crazy old memories. But you got to stay away from the world stage and politics and religion and vaccination and those things that tend to divide people by opinion. Right? So you talk about children and animals, or you pull out a little funny video that you saw on Facebook, and you change the whole tenor of the gathering. So just a little note, if anybody finds themselves in a group situation.
How to change the situation around to make it a positive and like the hippo said, laughing and having fun. Yeah. And yes, how true that is. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's even like when you said of taking care of someone, or I think of taking care of animals. I make it enjoyable because I love it. It's so awesome to see their reactions and to see their happiness when you come to feed them, and it just brings joy to my soul. So I find a lot of fun in just taking care of them. It's not a job to me. It is a very big fulfillment to my soul.
They really. I'm glad you did, because they're unencumbered. Because honestly, if we are not totally weighed down by programs and faulty beliefs and stuff, we would be super excited when someone came to feed us. We would show those, and we do. Many of us do, but, anything that holds us back is just programming and cockamamie beliefs. So the animals really do show us who we are inside. And you mentioned horses before, and they always come through with, they're ethereal. They are the most spiritual animals I have encountered, especially because they are as energy focused as elephants and whales, but they walk a path with humans. And they brought a different perspective to growing older. I've got two horses near me, one named Albert and one named Kodak. So Albert says, find the magic beyond the mundane. Humans are always peering through a hole. When you have spent enough time in your current form, you can better see the big picture if you allow it. Intention, synchronicity, signs. This living universe is talking to you and bringing you gifts all the time. Aging, in quotes, can be your excuse to broaden your view beyond the mundane. The youth are obsessed with shiny things, pleasing the body, acquiring, controlling, defining. I think they need all illusion, my friends. If our lives were only what you see on the outside, in and out of a box, moving in a circle, and then back into the box, we would go mad. The inner life is where the magic happens.
Oh, wow. Oh, that is beautiful, yes. Horses are such spiritual animals. And Sandra, I cannot believe, I think we are going to have to do a definite sequel to this one, because this 30 minutes has just flown by.
And I still have so many more. Yes, so I'll make a little note about where we left off, and we can, if you'd like, I would be more than happy to come back. It's so much. It is a lot. I admit it. I hope I didn't overwhelm anybody. You don't have to hold on to anything. They're just gifts from the animals.
Yes, they are, and beautiful, beautiful gifts from them. Well, as we come to the close of this one, and we'll definitely have a sequel probably in August, we will follow up and keep going on. What are some tips you would like to leave with our listeners today as we close?
Well, on the topic of growing older, I think if you were to really sum it up, it always, and you hear it from so many different sources, it comes back to our being really conscious of our thoughts. Are we focused on our own perceived limitations, or the way we viewed ourselves yesterday? Or are we focusing on what brings us joy? I hate the expression, but it's kind of like sucking the marrow out of life, because we're here for just a blink of an eye. And the animals know it, and they don't even live as long as we do, not by a long shot, with some exceptions. So, I guess the greatest gift that we could share is try new things. You can't do everything at one point in your life. So say a big hello to strangers. Who cares about the outcome? I'm learning and enjoying. We are not here to know all the answers. We're here to learn. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here as humans in this body. Even the elephants have said that. We don't know everything. If we did, we wouldn't be here. So, lighten up on yourselves. And I need to learn this as much as anybody else. Pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings wherever you go, because your body is telling you what makes you thrive, what makes you, because of what feels good. Notice if your throat constricts or if your gut hurts. Pay more attention to you, because the answers are inside.
That was beautiful tips to leave. I loved it. Oh, that was great, Sandra. Thank you so much for being my guest, and I'm so excited to have you back in August. And we need to continue on this growing older, growing wiser, because, man, I have all kinds of notes and we've only made it to the horses and only part of them. So, oh my, this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks a million, Joyce.
You are so welcome. And I want to thank all of our listeners, too, for listening to this incredible interview with our amazing diva, Sandra Mendelson. And be sure to tune in August on our next Growing Older, Growing Wiser, a new way of seeing and being. Please share this video with all your family and friends. And be sure to check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. Have a fantastic day. Be kind to all and be kind to yourself. Give your animals that great big extra hug and share all your love with them. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.